Hey, howdy ho, Lions fans. Welcome to the Detroit Lions podcast, episode 539, the official Detroit Lions podcast for Reddit, official post-game show of the official Lions officials. Didn't do too bad, but didn't do too great officially today with my official co-host, the official Ash Thompson. How are you doing, my official brother?
Frickin' tacular, bro.
Officially?
Officially.
All right.
That is my official stance on this matter.
We got to go. We're going to talk about today's game, the big fat victory. I told you people, when we do a post-game show, the Lions frickin' win. We know. We're going to talk about the game. We're going to cover Coach Campbell's post-game presser. There's probably going to be some Jared Goff, and there may even be a little Monty or another player in there. We got you. Don't you worry. We'll also do a roundtable conversation, take your calls, and a whole lot more. We got a great show lined up. Mr. Thompson, Mr. Tweetson himself, are you officially ready to go?
Let's do this thing.
Let's kick this off and break it down.
Tell me, Ash, how you feeling today?
Pretty good. Like this team scored 40 points last week. This week they scored 10.
That's
hard to be mad, you know? But that doesn't stop some people.
How about AG? Can we give AG just a little bit of credity, shout out, love? I mean, this is 3 games now. 20 points or less in 3 games. Lions should win every time the other team scores 20 or less. 100%. A little bit of stuttering on the offense. I was sure they were going to bang the over today. They didn't do that, but we'll talk about that, right? We'll get to that.
Could be worse, yeah. That's like it honestly. We're still waiting for one of those really awesome Goff games, and we almost got it today. You know what I mean? We were like this close, and then there were just like a couple plays where if instead of making the miscue, he makes the great play, we're talking about how he's back, baby, but instead we're sitting here, you know, we're the guy at the, let's call it a party with his thing in his hand. And no one's giving him help with that. I'm going to stop because we're going to get demonetized if I go too far down that path.
How about, like, I mean, I had it. I mean, you had it. I mean, everybody. I mean, Bishop Brown had it. Dr. Leao had it. Everyone said we were going to win this game on the legs of Jared Goff. And I'll be darned if it didn't come true. We see the future, right?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, a couple years ago, there were people our Slack chat was rife with people who said you could not possibly win in the modern NFL without a running quarterback. And it turns out all those people were right.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, it is nice to see because, like, people talk about him like he's a statue that can't move. But if you actually, like, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? He's not the kind of guy who doesn't even get drafted now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not the 1980s guy who will hit his drop and stand at that spot until he gets hit or somebody gets open.
Who's been drafted in the last 3 years, though, that's really out-Goffed Goff?
Oh, no. The NFL team, like the NFL is kind of not choosing to go that direction. And I think that's a mistake that the NFL is making as a collective. Like they're all getting very caught up in trying to get the next Cam Newton or the next Lamar Jackson. And I guess my question is, how many Super Bowls have those guys won? You know? Like, if you're going for the next Pat Mahomes, okay, sure, cool. But what makes Pat Mahomes is that 90% of the time he hits his drop and hits a receiver. And it's only when that goes to hell that he ever does anything else. You know what I mean? It's that he just operates the offense perfectly. He is the system quarterback until the system blows up and then he makes a play. Whereas I think the league is very much like, look at the guy on the other side of the ball today. Kyler Murray from the pocket, straight trash, which is a thing I might have mentioned on the preview show that I did this week. Not that that's some sort of revelation. I mean, Matt Patricia wrote the book on Kyler Murray a bunch of years ago for the Detroit Lions, and everyone's still using it, and he still can't beat it. You know,
I'm impressed that the new Call of Duty didn't even come out, and here we see what Kyler Murray is. This is not good news for them. For
completely unprepared.
Yes, Jeffrey and Tina Canine. we did see Dr. Liao in the crowd. I don't know if you all saw. And by the way, he was sitting right next to Khalif's mom, and she gave him Khalif's gloves from the game. How sweet was that, right? Good job, Dr. Liao.
Oh,
good
sweet
stuff, man.
I imagine they'll be in the background on his videos from this point forward.
I don't know. He'd probably be slapping some motherfuckers with those things. I'd be putting those things on wherever everywhere. Say, all I know is I can slap some motherfuckers around with these. Oh man, good stuff for Dr. Liao. He made a TV, got the gloves. That was great. Let's see what else I had. Nice to have a mobile quarterback. Imagine that. Stop looking for warts with Goff. The man was damn near perfect and iced the game with his legs. Super Bowl is the goal, not individual play discretion. Look, the other team always has a say in every game that you play. And all you have to do, is beat the other team. And what was it? 14 throws, 16 throws in a row Goff had? Perfect.
I do not remember
the thing that I saw happen out there, and then I talked about a little bit in the Slack chat, and it felt like this is very much, if you go back to Hard Knocks, when Coach Campbell was talking about taking them out to the deep, it's a little bit of the kneecaps, we'll keep getting up, it's the same mantra, right? The grit, the whole thing. But we're going to outlast you. We're going to work you and work you and work you, and we will outlast you. And that's very much what this game felt like. Early on, the Lions played very well, and Arizona did what Arizona did, but we outplayed them. We just outdid them. And by the time the third quarter hit, they were tired and they were starting to doubt themselves. And we had basically, I was saying in this Slack, I said, we had pulled them to the deep. And that was the point where we were going to drown them. And we did. Our defense drowned them. We didn't drown them in points. That's for sure. That didn't happen, but it's a team game. And we just pulled them out to a point where they just couldn't recover. They couldn't recover offensively. Defensively, they held. Some of it was our silliness, and we can talk about that a little bit too. But we pulled them and ran that clock to a point where they just had no hope. They could not overcome the onslaught of whatever you want to call it, grit, outlast, kneecap, but whatever it is, they couldn't outlast what Detroit had, and we outconditioned, whatever you want to say. The Detroit Lions beat those Arizona Cardinals because of that whole mindset. Take them to the deep and hold them under the water till they stop moving, and that's what they did.
Yeah, and I mean, there's people talking about the play calling, and I guess my question is, like, what do you want? Like last week, people, myself included, were talking about how, 55 passing attempts really is probably not the recipe for winning for this team very often. Okay, this week we got 43 rushing attempts, 23 passing attempts. So people are still complaining about the play calling. Like, this is exactly what I want this team to do every week.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, sure. If they hit on that last deep ball to Jameson Williams, who was open, you know what I mean? Then is everybody happy? Like if Goff has 3 touchdowns instead of 2, are we happy at that point? Because if you look at his day, like he was 18 for 23, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. You'll take that for a season. Like the interception total would be a little high if it was at the rate of 1 per game, but that's 34 touchdowns. Like, what do you want from this man? David Montgomery had 23 rushing attempts, for 106 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, 16 for 83. Those guys are both over 4.5 yards per carry. Like, this worked.
Yep.
And like, again, we didn't really see J-Mo do anything. Tim Patrick, we're not loving what we're getting from the outside receivers at this point. But what are we going to do? And now we got someone talking about the offensive line performance being suspect at times. Like, yes, Graham Glasgow is having a shit year.
Yeah.
And Decker didn't have the greatest day today either. Not a lot of penalties or anything, but there were a couple like that sack near the beginning of the game.
Just got beat.
If a pass rusher's trying to go to a spot, you gotta stop him from going to that spot, even if you don't think that's where the quarterback's going to be. You know what I mean? You got to touch him. You have to at least touch the man.
This offensive line has not yet lived up to expectations this year. It's game 3. We'll have to see. Knowing
I don't know, man.
Hank Fraley and knowing what this team, what this O-line is from a talent perspective, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it in the least. The other thing I'll say though is you talk about conversely to what HPP said about their performance. In that one play in the fourth quarter, Montgomery got more frequent flyer miles than I got all year in that one freaking play. And that's all the boys behind him lining up and carrying him and pushing him up and over. There was so many plays where he got 3, 4, 5 extra yards because the boys behind him lined up and moved that pile. I am not down on the offensive line. They are not where they should be. They're not playing to their potential yet, but I have no doubt that they will.
See, and I don't even know if I agree with that. Like, between Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, that's 39 rushing attempts today, and both of those guys were over 4.5 yards per carry. Like, what do we want? Like, it's never going to be perfect. There's never going to be 0 pressures in a game, And like, yeah, Goff was under fire a little bit, but if you watch what the Cardinals have been doing this year, that is not surprising. Like, they've been doing a lot of that to every team that they've played. And I guess, it'd be nice if we had Josh Allen where he could just, have somebody bounce off him and still complete the pass as though the guy wasn't even there. But we don't. And there's one of that guy in the league, So it just kind of is what it is. Like, it's just really tough, man, for me to look at a game where they allowed 2 sacks and
wait, hold on. I've got a
per carry.
It's good to get back in the win column. Our guys were, like I said, we were locked in, ready to go this week. Felt like we cleaned up a lot of things we needed to clean up, and it's still not perfect, but ultimately we knew. And our guys knew that this was going to be one of those grimy, gritty, unglorious type jobs that were going to need to be done on the O-line, D-line, receivers, DBs, everywhere, man. And that's exactly the game it was. We needed to outgame this team on the run game. O-line did that, 188 to their 77. We kind of kept Murray at bay for the most part, which was huge on defense. And, you see the second half, man, those stop after stop after stop. I thought our defense, special teams, picked up where, we weren't quite converting. Whereas in the first half, offensively, man, we're converting touchdowns, moving the ball, and then they're having a little bit of success. So it was just a great team performance, it was, and proud of the guys.
10, 15 runs on the first 2 touchdown drives. How important was it for you guys to go out there and kind of reestablish who you are and what you think you do best?
Yeah, I thought it was that was going to be a big thing for us, but also make this team play somewhere they haven't been necessarily in their first 2 games. They've really kind of controlled both games, Buffalo and the Rams. They got up early and and they were able to do really what they wanted to do. And so that was, if we could get on them early and just, try to establish the run game, physical type battle, defense, do what we needed to do. That was going to be our best chances here to have success, and it worked out.
Murray had a perfect passer rating last week in the game.
Yeah.
What were you guys able to do? It was less than half that this week, 45 yards. I think that was he was a leading rusher. Just what were you able to do with him specifically? How proud are you of the way you kind of handled their offense?
Well, I think a lot of it there, again, it goes to the front, but it goes to the coverage, too. I mean, our coverage, I thought, for the most part, played pretty dang good. And we were in tight coverage. And you have to make tight throws when you have tight coverage, and then that's with people bearing down on you. We're pretty disciplined up front in our rush lanes. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. We knew they were going to get some, inevitably. He's a good player. But we were able to do that, and then I think a lot of it, too, is not only to stop Steve Fitzler, but offensively, we were able to, possess the ball and continue to put a little bit of pressure on them. When you're able to stay up 2 scores for most of the game,
I got to do something about his mic.
That applies a little pressure on your opponent. So, but it was a great job. AG had a hell of a plan. I thought those guys
or he's way too far away
defense
from
really played outstanding. I thought the 3 and outs there in the second half that we had, a sudden change, after the turnover offensively that we had. Defense takes the field, gets a huge stop, 4th down stop, the turnover, all of it. It was good.
Glad they're listening.
When you're able to come out and run the ball in the way that you did, what does that do for the rest of the game to be able to control the physicality of it, I guess, early on? And also, when you tell the offensive line, this is how we're starting it, what does that do?
Yeah, I mean, I think it gives those guys a lot of confidence, and I think, that's something they can really sink their teeth into. I think our backs, it's one of those, they just kind of feed off each other, Dave Montgomery and Gibbs and that old line, and they're able to, establish the ground game, and yes, the physical side of it. Like, at least it doesn't mean you're going to have 10-yard runs every time, but you know what kind of game you're about to walk into, if you're the opponent. Like, this is the type of day it's going to be, and that's really what you want to establish. But then the flip side of that, too, is, I thought, man, it helps Goff, too, right? He just, I don't know if he had an incomplete pass in the first half. I mean, he was playing very efficient. He was very smart. Found the check downs. The shots aren't there. Check it down, and those check downs were huge for us. I mean, they ended up being a number of those were 8+. So, it was big. Like I say, total team performance. Special teams came up, big. That second half playing field position. Jack Fox had a couple of really big time punts. So.
Any update on Barnes and
Yeah, I don't. I'll know more tomorrow at some point. Both of them have injuries. I can't say they're not going to be long term, but I don't feel like it's something like we're worried about season ending. But we'll know a lot more tomorrow on those things. When we're able to get home and check it out.
Early, you guys have had 3 different types of games, overtime, but also close one. Can you kind of sense the identity of this team performing? Is it kind of different than last year? What kind of sense the identity of this team is performing?
I mean, look, I think what I know of this team, what we know of each other is very much intact, and that's that, man, we're pretty resilient group, and that'll always be part of who we are, I believe, because we have the right guys, right coaches, right players, and so then it's just about, man, okay, how do we play the game here, and I think what helps is, like, this game, we knew we were going to come in, and this was going to give us our best chance to have success. We really felt like is establish the run, really, hit the ground game, and defensively, we knew we needed to bottle him up over there and stop their run. But I think we can play different types of games. I mean, last week, we scored 1 or 2 of those in the red zone. Well, hell, we threw it 50 times, over 50 times. And, we had a chance to win that game. So I think, that's what makes you feel pretty good is that I feel like we can play different types of games. I mean, we can do whatever we need to with special teams, defense, and offense, and
I'm just glad he can play
we
football.
just got to find a way to win every week, and they could be different every time.
When the schedule comes out, you probably hate seeing an early bye, but after a game like this, the low attrition starts stacking up. Is it maybe a little timing blessing?
Yeah, I mean, it's. Well, we'll know a lot more tomorrow on that, but it looks like, it could be a perfect time. And then, I love the fact that we're going into a Monday game, then the bye. The Monday, we get an extra day of recovery here before we have to play again, so there could be some of those. That's going to help our guys out. They got a little banged up today, between Branch and we'll see on Mack, we'll see on Barnes. We had some other guys that got some nicks and bruises, and so hopefully that'll help us heal up.
But the games, Ryan, Kirby had a couple, obviously the interception, but a couple of key plays there, forcing some punts, that 4th and 7th play in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
What did you think of his play?
I thought he was very active. I did. I thought he was active back there, and thought he was seeing the field. I thought he was roaming pretty good. That was a heck of a play on the interception, and I just feel like he's I don't know if quiet's the right word, but quietly improving here. He's quietly getting better, and I mean that in a good way. So he's getting better, and I think just with I think that whole secondary, the more they're able to play together, the better we're going to get. They're just going to continue to get better and better and better between Branch and Kirby and CD and TA and Amik, all those guys just playing together, man. It's just going to keep getting better and better. It's really gotten better every week.
There was a sequence where I think that either late third or early fourth, he challenged the one that got overturned. Can you talk about what you saw there, and then the other ensuing possession, looked like David might have got the first down, set up the 4th and 1. You guys didn't get it there. Did you think about challenging that one at all, the 3rd down?
Yeah, my understanding was that it wasn't close. So on that one, but look, the challenge that they had on the 4th down, I just felt like it was, it's not like I had perfect eagle eyesight to it, and as a matter of fact, somebody kicked the flag out of the way while it was going or when they were getting tackled, but it just felt like where he was going down and the way he was going down kind of backwards and with his, I just felt like, man, it's worth a challenge. It's going to be close. And so to me, it was worth it, so it ended up being a big play. It's a great job by Davis, it's a heck of a job, man, finishing on that play.
Sam, one last one. Sam was going in and out after his injury. Are you able to kind of detail what he was dealing with?
Yeah, he had an ankle.
Just a sprain or some sprain or anything?
Sprain. Yeah.
That's where the ice was.
The one where they pressured us up the middle? Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
He's already done. They called it in, folks. You get one word
but
answers.
the whistle was blowing for. I heard the whistle like it felt like a good
exactly.
full second before we even snapped it. Because I could hear them down there, and then I look, and we hadn't snapped it yet. Then they snap it. So yeah, I was fortunate, but the whistle blown well ahead.
There was no interception. There wouldn't have been.
Yep.
All right, there you go. That's the one on the 2-minute call. On the 2-minute call, there would have been no interception because the whistle was blowing like crazy. I heard it on TV. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, we were saved!" Nah, the whistle blew. The ball wouldn't have been thrown like that. Jared heard. Everybody knew that there was no play there. Flounderish says, "Thank you so much for the super chat." Sorry. Go ahead, Ash.
Oh no, I'm just saying you could see it on Jared Goff's face when they showed the replay when he rolled over after the guy hit him. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Exactly. It's exactly what he said too. The right affect.
Yep. Is there no flag for this? And there should have been. Honestly, there should have been. The play was dead. They hit the quarterback.
No.
That should have been 15 yards.
100%. Flounder, thank you, sir, for the super chat. Scoreboard was closer than the game. They established a dominant lead and never let up. As Ash said in the Slack, any game ending with a victory formation is a good one. And I manifested it
Smart
for
guy who said that.
for Jason. Yeah. I'll say he's a pretty crack shot. Also, thank you, Jeffrey and Tina, for the super chat. Looking across the league at this point, can either of you remember fucked up start to a year considering preseason expectation? I don't know what it says there. I might be drinking. Looking across the league at this
point. A bad start now? Is that where we're at as Lions fans? I'm loving this timeline.
There's only one 3-0 team. They just haven't been in our division, and it's unlikely as hell that they're the ones, but whatever. We'll
see when they, that's exactly. I am not going to say they haven't played anybody because that's just not true, but they caught one team on a bad day, and I cannot imagine that Sam Darnold has completely changed who he is as a human being, and that's the only way that this is going to continue.
Yes. I'm going to try this. Go ahead. No.
I'd love it if they had a quarterback controversy at the end of the season after drafting a one in the first round. That would make me very happy.
Yes.
As much as I like JJ McCarthy, I would like them to have to make a bad choice.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Matt, I'm going to say Daroff, but it could be Dyroff. Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you. That was very, very kind. Also, another one from Jeff and Tina. I have been drinking. I knew that. Some guy named Giuseppe Rizdone in the chat wrote Lions win over Cardinals at halftime and never sweated it. I like these games. You might find him over at Lions Wire. Giuseppe Rizdone. Jeff Risden's alter ego.
Sounds like an intelligent man and a gentleman and a scholar.
Well, that guy does, but the guy named Jeff Risden sounds nothing like that. But anyway.
That guy's a fool.
Sorry, Riz, couldn't help it. All right. I think so. Yeah, there's a couple things to talk about. I want to talk about one play in particular that was just so freaking smart and so well done. It was a Goff-Monty connection. The play was blown up. Monty was covered. There was one spot to throw the ball that Monty could get it. And Goff said, okay, I'm going to put it here. And if Monty doesn't get it, it's in the dirt. It was the one where like they were saying, oh, he's just trying to throw it in the dirt. No, he put it in the only place that Montgomery could get it. And if he didn't get it, fine, it's in the dirt, it's safe, and that was it. And Monty did and pulled it up and ran. And you saw they did a quick cut to Goff afterward. He was like, oh yeah, good. Like, yeah. that was a communication. It was Goff making a fucking really smart decision with the ball and where he put it, and Monty just having hands on a running back like we haven't seen. I don't know anywhere, man. It was not on the Lions. It was fantastic, and it was, and he ran across. It was like a 6 or 7 yard play, something like that. Nothing like, oh, we're gonna write home about it, but just how it was executed and the communication between them was so evident. It was just so beautiful to watch that unfold.
Yeah, it's he's been doing that a lot this year, actually. Like there's in my preview thing where I was going over the red zone issues. Like there's one play to Jameson Williams where he threw like an out route basically into double coverage, but where he put that ball, there could have been 5 guys in coverage and it didn't matter because where the ball was, there was one person who had a chance to catch it, and that was Jameson Williams. You know, exactly. I don't like the decision because if you underthrow that ball, it's a pick 6, but he didn't, you know, and it's yeah, like that's. The thing is, like, it's really easy to look at Jared Goff's stats this year and say that he sucked. And like, have I loved every single thing about all of these games that he's played? No, I can't say, like, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I love that he's got an interception, like a TD to interception ratio of 3 to 4 at this point. Not what I was hoping for out of the first 3 games of the year. But we got 2 victories with the quarterback kind of having a bit of a slow start here, and it's never a good idea to look at any season stats until you're at least like 5-6 weeks in, because it's just such a small sample size. And if a guy comes out and starts off with a couple not great weeks, that's not going to recover until almost halfway through the season, just because the NFL only plays 17 games, you know, and we've got the bye week coming up. Goff has started slow, not necessarily for multiple games, but there's always been just a bit of a little bit at the beginning required to kind of get him started.
Yep.
And like, I'll take what he did today all day.
Can I just give Tim Stein a little bit of, and as well, I saw it from Jeff Homan in the chat, a little bit of love here for Hook and Ladder. God, that was gorgeous. Ash, you had some comments in the chat about that, about the boys who you need to execute something like that. I'd love to hear you expound on it here.
If there are 5 wide receivers in the league that you trust to just volleyball set it off a pass at his chest to another person, I can't think of them. You know what I mean? Like, it is just the fact that you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then in order to get that far ahead, like, the Lions have 2 guys with the speed necessary to make that as deadly as it was. Because, like, the hook and ladder's, like, it's a nice play. You know what I mean? But it's NFL defenses are fast. NFL defenses are real fast, and they react real quick. When you have guys like Gibbs and you have guys like Jameson Williams, it doesn't matter. Now, I was hoping to see, there was a college play last week where they did one of those to the tackle. And I have dreams of Penei Sewell just coming towards. Yeah, I'm hoping the Lions have seen that footage. That's all I'm saying. But it just, like, yeah, man, like, it's just beautiful to see that level of creativity from a guy who's been getting slagged a little bit, by myself included, for maybe not having some great play designs on some of the stuff that they've done this year. But, like, who knows if everybody runs the right pattern? That's the caveat I'll always throw out there, is I'm not in the meeting room. I don't know if the guy ran the right route. You know, I'm just looking at what he did on the screen. And yeah, that was perfect. That was beautiful. That was Ben Johnson at his finest, using the resources that he has. You know, the club's in the bag, as it were. Like, we don't have that 6'4", 215-pound red zone behemoth. You know what I mean? So you got to start getting creative when you get down there. And this week they did, and they scored some touchdowns, and everybody's happy.
Mark Logue in the chat says the not scoring after the half has to stop. I will say the not needing to score after the half can continue.
Yep.
That's called a win.
No hair. Don't care.
William Wise, I'll say. Rather spend this $10 on a super chat than another parlay that won't hit. Shout out to David Montgomery, who plays better for us than he ever did with the Bears. FT Bears. Oh yeah, brother. Thank you, William.
You know what percentage of DraftKings revenue comes from in-game parlays?
Oh God,
it's like 83%. It's like 83% of their total revenue is for people who are like, "Oh, I'm a bet on this." You lose. That's not where people make money. I'm sorry. You know, multiple things happening in the same game. Like, yeah, it looks nice, and if you do win, it pays up nicely, but you're not gonna.
Yeah, I got a shout out to Ben here. 457 watch and 62 likes. What the do better, DLP Lands. Hit that like button. Hit that GD like button. You're sitting here. It's fun. We're enjoying it. We're going to have a good time. We have some drinks together. I was drinking a little bit of what's called shock treatment. It's basically, I put down 6 ounces of Everclear in the first 3 quarters of the game. So I'm feeling it, feeling good. But join us with the likes. Have fun with us. Sit back, grab a drink, enjoy, bask in the glow. That's just a wrap on a can of straight vodka that Ash is drinking. It's nothing crazy.
Not only is it Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, it's also caffeine free. I'm living the life, Chris.
How can you find that? I've been actually looking for that for my Jack and Cokes.
It is really hard to find. The only place I can find it, like Walmart doesn't have any. It's literally just a Publix, like not the closest Publix to my house, but one farther down.
Yeah,
I had some. It's madness.
The caffeine-free
Florida,
Coke
where you
Zero.
can't drink too much caffeine or you're going to die.
Yeah, the caffeine-free Coke Zero is the ideal late-night Jack and Coke elixir. Throw it in with some like Gentleman Jack.
More awake.
I can't
take the edge off so you can sleep at that point.
Yeah, I don't need all that sugar and caffeine in the middle of the night. I'm trying to get sleepy.
Exactly.
Hey, Curtis Darling, happy birthday, man. Just popped in to say it's my birthday today. Lions win. Excellent birthday present. Go Lions and DLP rocks. Thank you, Curtis. That's really kind of you. I do actually want to really quick. It's a little late, but Pat D, I just want to tell you, man, heard about your dad. Really, really sorry, man. It's wishing him and you and everybody peace on that. It's always tough to lose someone that you're close to like that. Thank you, brother, for kind of being with us on the journey. And we love you. We love you, brother. All right. He's been around a long time, and it was a little bit of a sad hit to hear that. So, all right, Levi looking great. Yes, Trevor, I have to say, Levi. Dude, so I was sitting here thinking today, there's a couple of stories. Levi's story is absolutely fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. But I was thinking about the guys on this team and their personality and the affect that they have and the vibe that they have when they talk. And I'm sitting here just running through guys. I'm like, Kirby's fun, right? He's one of those fun guys. We got Jared Goff at the podium. So I'm gonna hit this here in a second. Let me get the old the old thing here. Got to get all. There's a couple of these lined up. Let's get him in here, Jared.
First half was kind of as good as we can draw it up. I don't believe we had an incompletion. I think we were running inefficiently. In the second half, we just kind of kept stumbling over our own feet. And I have the turnover. We make some mistakes in different areas and couldn't get anything going until that last drive when we needed it most. And ultimately, we made it happen.
Can you speak to the sorry, that was messing me up too. Can you just speak to the game Ben called, obviously with the Gibbs touchdown, but there was one,
yeah.
3rd and 12 that went for 14. Gibbs run there at the end. Everybody thought that was going right up the middle and hooped that out. Just the game that Ben called for that.
Yeah, I thought he got creative. I thought that the touchdown was fun. We've been working on that one for a while, and I thought that was a good spot to call it. And I thought when we stalled there, kind of in the second half, he was committed to the run, and it ended up paying off for us at the end.
Yes, came out on that opening drive and just ran the ball right down the field to Glenn Henry. How much does that change the dynamic of what you guys are able to do when you have that much success in the opening drive like that?
First drive of the game? Yeah, it's what we wanted to do. We wanted to come out here and try to apply pressure and come out and start with the ball and score a touchdown. We did exactly that.
The way you did it, though, frankly, we've been talking about
yeah.
That's the way they want to start.
Tigers.
Sure. Yeah, and it opens up everything else. Yeah, certainly it opens up the play action game, and I think it just kind of lets the other team know that what we're here to do and run the ball like that, and you'll win a lot of games.
What about the job of the defense too?
Yeah,
making a ton of stops there in the second half, getting you guys back, allowing you to kind of grind on a little bit, just to job those guys in.
Yeah, a ton. Our defense is playing really well right now. I mean, that's 3 straight games there where they're doing some good things, and ultimately, we'd love to stretch that game open and make it a 3-score, 4-score game, and ended a lot earlier than that. But they held on and made some plays for us and picked us up when we needed it. And then at the end of the game, we were able to close it out.
This groove of watching Aiden Hudson,
yeah.
How special to see people.
It's special, man. He's fun to watch at practice. You can see he took his game to the next level. This whole offseason, you could tell. I think I spoke about it last week, but like his whole body changed. You could just see like he's growing and mentally, physically, everything, and coming into his own as a player certainly. And I'm glad he's on our side.
Dan, what's that kind of identity in this team so far? Is like resilience. Do you kind of see that? There's been 3 different types of styles you guys have played in so far. 3 games.
Yeah.
You see that as kind of your identity so far.
Yeah, I think it is resiliency. I think, like you said, it's the ability to adapt too and play different types of games and win in different ways. And that was always our way last year as well. And I know the way that Dan wants to be is multiple and have the ability to win it through the air, on the ground, and by our defense. And today was kind of a combination of all that.
How much of that picking up is it when the defense comes out after games?
Huge, yeah. Right, huge. That's team ball right there, and makes me feel good when they're able to keep them from scoring when I make a critical mistake like that. All right, thanks, guys.
All right, there you go. Kristen Harper's husband, Jared Goff, doing the thing. Oh God, I love it.
For no other reason at all.
They always do that. They always do it the other way. So I don't mind. I don't mind scrambling it up a little bit. God, she can carry the name. Let's see. The beauty baseball.
Have all kinds of back problems. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Beauty baseball is you can rep the team in the city you live in currently. Yeah, baseball's fun. Baseball's fun enough, and the Tigers are making it a heck of a lot more fun right now. Insurance salesman Jared Goff. It's the magic, but there you go. All right, let's talk about this a little bit, Monty. Gibbs. So this was a game of a full serving of Monty with a side of Gibbs. And when Gibbs was there, he was absolutely electric. So I'm going to go back because he's one of the guys that I was talking about before, and then we'll get into the calls here. But you got your Kirby's fun. He's kind of a little bit of a swaggy guy. Who's a little bit outside. I don't mind, like, don't take this the wrong way, right? I love the swag. I love those kind of guys, but I love the confident, the Barry Sanders kind of type of guys who, like, I've been here before. This is nothing, right? But you look at like Brian Branch. You look at Jahmyr Gibbs, you look at Monty, you look at these guys, and it's just they're dudes that I would love to sit around, have a beer with, and hang, and just absolutely hang, because they seem like the coolest dudes. And even Gibbs, so I'm on the sidelines, seeing him in some other situations as well. He's got such a cool vibe, dude. Just a cool fucking vibe. It's like, God dang, that's the kind of dude you just love to hang with, man. You just love to hang with. So I love the people they've put on this team. And usually there's like this kind of personality of it's all swag or it's all business, right? But we've got a wild mix, and these guys are just all individuals, but that individualism somehow has come together to form a team. I can't explain it, but it's fantastic letting these guys be who they are.
It's because they all love what they do. You know what I mean? And that's from the very beginning. That is 100% basically what this regime has talked about bringing in is guys who want to be here, wherever here is. You know what I mean? Wherever they are, that is where they want to be. They're locked in 100%. And like, yes, we saw that some guys don't fit, like CJ Gardner-Johnson last year. You know what I mean? Like at the beginning of the year, he was exactly what the team needed. They needed someone to come in, just put some swag in the room. But at the end of the year, they didn't need that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was just the wrong guy in the wrong place by the end of the year, and that's why he wasn't back. He didn't fit. He knew it. They knew it. Everybody knew it. Nobody was surprised. You know what I mean? Some other guys stepped up, and it's kind of weird that way. Like I think this team they now have a locker room where as long as you love ball and you're going to show up and do the work, everything else doesn't matter. As long as you're not like a Terrell Owens or something like that, where you're going to be like working out in your driveway and holding press conferences away from the team. I don't think we're at the point where we should start bringing in crap like that. But short of that, I don't think a guy's personality really matters unless he just doesn't want to be here or has some off the field stuff that's going to call into question his availability.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's get it. We'll take your calls. We're going to fire the phones up right now. You want to talk? Give us a call, 248-782-8384. 248-782-8384. Or you can hit us straight up on the Skype, and the account is Detroit Lions Podcast, all one word. Go ahead and ping pong us there, and we'll take your calls. We'll get you in here, and we'll
Tim just nailed it in the chat, man. He said it perfectly. It all started with TJ Hawkinson. Great player, absolutely the wrong guy. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much have you had to drink so far?
It's Doc Zay from the Slack.
Doc Zay, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great after a Lions win. How could I not be?
Did you feel it today?
You were in the Slack. You know some people aren't.
Yeah. No, I got a little annoyed in the Slack, but I was there. You know,
just a touch.
Just, I mean, you know, there's a concept that someone had mentioned years ago about becoming lionized.
Yeah.
And I do feel like a big portion of our fan base is still working to let that go.
Yep.
You know, like you can tell Lions fans, we don't know what it looks like to have a winning team. Like no one wins every game by 50. And they are a good Cardinals team, beating a good Cardinals team on the road and covering the spread is what good teams do.
Yeah.
You know?
And this is a thing. I'm gonna stretch this out because the Lions are a little bit of an outlier with the success they haven't had over the years. But I want to point people to the Patriots dynasty because there's nothing else you can call it but a dynasty. There were haters in the Patriots fandom at that point throughout as well, and they would have a bad loss or they would just have a loss, and it was all the boo birds. The whole thing came out. There's just something about people that they just want to be contrarian. They want I'm not certain what it is, right? There's a lot of people in Lions fandom that don't have faith, and some of that is actually well earned, right? It's scars that haven't healed and maybe never will, right? But I think that there's a whole bunch of people that you can call it lionized or patriotized or whatever else that are still going to be that way if we won the next 10 Super Bowls in a row. They would still be that way. And that's where I can't think too much about those folks. And that's why I try to tell people, like, lift yourself above, enjoy where we are. We haven't had this as Lions fans in ever. I can't guarantee a Super Bowl, but it sure feels like we've got a long time and we're probably going to pull more than one. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
This is the ride to enjoy. The Patricia years, the fake years of the Marinelli years, right? Those were not like there was nothing to hold on to there. These are years of success, and there's real opportunity here. You just have to love it. You just have to, if you're a football fan, love the football, love the team, and enjoy the ride.
Absolutely. And how about that Aaron Glenn defense?
Man, they were going to run him out last year. Remember? They were frog marching him. The fans were ready to just and here he is. No team has scored more than 20 points on us this year. Should have won in week 2. I get that. But 20 or less, we should win every game. We should win every game that they score 20 or less.
And if we had run Glenn out, right, we would have got someone like Antonio Pierce, and they're not looking too hot right now.
Yeah. I love it.
Well,
I love it.
That's all I got for y'all today. Go Lions. I'll let y'all get back to it. Thanks as always. I believe we're undefeated when y'all do a post-game show, aren't we not?
We are, sir. And we will continue next week with another victory post-game show, I promise.
100%.
Hell yeah. All right, y'all. Y'all be well.
Love you, Doc Say. Be good, brother. Ciao. All right. Doc Say's out.
Top 2 Doc in the chat. Top 2 Doc in the chat.
Hey, caller, what's your name? How much you've had to drink, and how are you celebrating this victory?
It's Mo from the Creek, baby. You know how I'm celebrating.
Mo from the creek. so is it where do we is it creek water in the bong?
I wish
The creek's fine.
Right, prefer more 34% THC, but
There you go.
Hey man, I just want to say you need to be having a special bat phone for me for when I call in. That red phone needs to be lighting up and you drop everything.
You know what? That I actually should set something off like that. Mo, I really should. That'd be right. You and just a couple people, and it sets off all the lights and everything like a big.
Howard Stern methodology. Yep.
Get a train horn and one of those hockey goal red lights that spin. Go ahead,
I got a bone to pick with you specifically.
Okay, give
when
me the bone.
When you went on vacation last week, I seen Jared Goff say, "What the hell?" and just messed the whole game plan up. So you can't go on vacation ever again during this.
It's true. Not until the Lions win a Super Bowl. More vacation
the
for
whole
Chris.
team off.
I was sitting. I'll be honest. I was sitting by the pool watching it on my phone and had the YouTube TV running. And people were looking at me because I'm yelling at the game and like, oh, yeah, like big arms up, the whole thing. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing, right? And at the end, I just shut off and I was quiet. Everybody knew, and I could just feel like, wow, the sun's warm today, but there's a lot of heat coming from that chair right there.
and that goes to show you it's an any given Sunday lead because. Today they get the brakes beat off them by the Broncos, and it was like, what the hell?
Yeah, none of that transitive property means shit. Straight up,
right? Right.
Catch up snake bites. That's the old saying, right?
Right.
Jeff's asking where the creek is. Yes, that's Battle Creek, Jeff. It is. Mo is
Battle Creek, Michigan, yep. Kellogg City, baby.
Kellogg City, yeah. So what's cooking up at Kellogg's? Anything new coming out?
They haven't given me the insight on the latest Pop-Tart coming out. Might have to talk to Jerry Seinfeld about that.
The latest Pop-Tart. You know what? This is what we need. We need a red phone. And we need a Pop-Tart sponsorship for fucking Mo to call up and roll up with the latest.
Yeah. As much as I love Malone's, those checks ain't coming.
And I was gonna say we need a Verner's sponsor for Ash. Get rid of that Coke Zero bullshit.
There we go.
Does Verner's do zero cal?
Yeah.
So I'm down.
You gotta represent, baby.
Dude, the creek is representing. We got all kinds of people rolling up. I'm the creek. I'm in BC. I'm in the creek. Maybe at the creek, Mo.
Yeah. What up, dog? Yeah. Represent. We in this thing.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
wonderful win.
Yeah, this is what it's all about, man. This is a good time. And look, I had to give the team a week off. It was early. They had that first week. They played hard, and it was like, okay, just ease into it, guys, and we'll get it. And after the bye week hits, it's gonna be for real. Like they're gonna be nose down. We're gonna be nose down. Right now, it's just like all these wins are gravy. These are all the wins that put us over the top of everybody else. Don't even think about Minnesota. They don't exist. That's all smoke clouds over there, right? They just legalized weed at U-Spank Stadium. That shit's wind blows through there. They're gonna be like, what? It's gonna be over.
I do have to give props to Sam Darnold. I thought he was the most horrible quarterback in the league. And I don't know what type of deal with the devil he done made to get these superpower quarterback powers, but we'll take care of them.
There you go. Matt, I got a buddy who works at Kellogg's. Lions Pop-Tart is blue raspberry coming soon. Matt, you talk to your buddy. We will pump the shit out of that Pop-Tart. All I need is one. Like, I just need one box, right? We'll get Mo from the creek in here.
On every daily for the rest of the year if they send them to me.
We got Mo from the creek. We will roll those Pop-Tarts up. We will make that the biggest rollout of any Pop-Tart you've ever frickin' seen.
I will make a foam Pop-Tart suit. Reenact the greatest college bowl game in the history of the world.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Battle Creek representing today. Let's get it. Yeah, come through with the Kellogg sponsorship.
Give me some Pop-Tarts. That's all. I'll put a fucking toaster right here. I got that old Lions toaster. I still got one. We gave one away, but I still got the old Lions toaster that we were doing the toaster bathtub stuff. I'll set up back there. I'll start making Pop-Tarts during the fucking show and eat them. I don't give a fuck.
Right. Diabetes might be through the roof by the end of the season, but who cares?
Take my foot. Give me the Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. Hey, we biting off kneecaps anyway, baby. What the hell is a foot?
Fucking Ash is sitting there with his Coke Zero, non-caffeinated, like, oh my.
Heavens to Betsy. My poor pancreas.
Oh, man.
Not the whole pancreas.
Everything in my gut biome, man.
Yes, we are very drunk. We are drunk.
We enjoying it.
Win.
Enjoying that win, man. Go down to the driest place in the country and leave them wet.
Right. I want to give a shout out to all the Lions fans that turned State Farm Arena blue, because we showing up. We starting to show out like Steelers and Cowboys fans.
Did you hear how loud?
Away game.
Did you hear how loud it was on third down for the fucking Cards at home?
Right.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. We are traveling, baby.
Fucking those guys were tripping over Pop-Tarts all over the place. It was fucking great.
Right. And Kyler Murray like, what the fuck? He's supposed to be on my side.
I go play Call of Duty. Fuck you all.
Damn that playbook.
Oh, Mo. Brother, I love it, man.
Yeah. Wonderful.
All right. Well, we're going to let you go. Mo, thank you for calling, brother. I appreciate you, man. The laughs were great. I don't know if it made for good podcasting, but I had a great time. So.
Hey, man, we freestyling it, baby. Hey, man, much love to y'all. Much love to Lions Nation. Let's get it. Super Bowl.
100%, brother.
Yeah, all right.
All right. We'll talk to you, Mo. See you next week after another win, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Peace.
Ciao. All right. There we go. Mo from the Creek. Bring it, man. That hurts, man. I was laughing too hard. I had to count 1, 2 feet. Yeah, they're still there. Okay. Woo. Half of Phoenix and the East Valley is from Michigan now. We support One Pride hard out here for years. Oh, good stuff. JT, that's good to hear. Jeff Merrill, we travel better than herpes. I got that. All right, 248-782-8384. Give us a call. We'll get you on here. Mo's calls are slightly more memorable than Ash's Malone's menu read. We got to get to Malone's. Damn it. We got to get out there for Malone's. What's wrong with...
we didn't get there this year, because that was on the list of places I absolutely was going to stop.
Yeah.
For some of that delicious food. But
yeah, 100%. Okay, we got a super chat from Barry. Good question, and I want to pose it to you, Mr. Thompson, or Mr. Tweetson. What's wrong with Terrion? Tons of penalties.
He is a rookie coming from college to the NFL, and all but one of these would not have been a penalty in college. That's literally all this is. In college, you're allowed to be a lot more physical after the 5-yard mark than you are in the NFL. And that's kind of what he's running into here. He's been in perfect position in every single one of these penalties. Like, he's not doing the grab the guy's jersey to drag him down kind of pass interference that you really don't want to get. You know, he's like at the catch point trying to make a play, which is what you want him to be doing. And over time, he's going to get better at this. This is a 100% fixable thing. We have the coaches that can be the ones who teach him to do that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, caller, turn down the volume in the background. We're going to put you on here in a second, but there's a whole lot of background noise. There you go. All right. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much have you had to drink? And how are you celebrating this Lions win?
You know what? I live in Washington State, and I've been a Lions fan for.
Hey, bro, you got to turn it down in the background, brother.
What's that?
You got to turn down turn us down in the background because it's coming back through the microphone really loud.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, now I turned it off.
There you go. Thank you. Hit like it before you turn it off, though. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I live in Washington State. I've been a Lions fan since I was 6 years old, and that's now 53 years ago. And I just love listening to what you guys say, especially after I'm hoarse because today was really hard to work around. Just listening to this, and I have the Hutch jersey, and I have the Hutch thing on my face, so I do it every weekend.
There you go. We got Washington represent. Now we got a couple Washington Staters popping up in here. Somebody's from everywhere, folks. There's going to be someone listening from where you're from, right?
No, I'm watching your podcast right now, and I've lost my voice because today I love the D, man.
Yeah.
I love watching defense better than offense.
Are you originally from Detroit?
Does great.
Are you originally from Detroit, or how did you pick up the Lions as your team?
The biggest thing for me is watching the D play the way they did today. I mean, it was fucking crazy.
So let me ask you, how did you come around being a Lions fan? Were you born in Detroit? Are you from Detroit originally? How did you get to be a Lions fan from Washington?
You know what? I was born in Michigan, and when I was 6 years old, I decided I wanted to be a Lions fan. And when I was 10 years old, I actually was in a hospital, and it was during the era with, it was one of those things. I love being a Lions fan, and I forget the player Bubba Baker.
Yeah.
Bubba Baker was the guy I met first.
Yeah. Wow. And so were you older when you moved out to Washington?
Yeah, well, I lived in Chicago for a few years, and funny story about that. I went to a couple of the Bears games versus the Lions, and I got my shit handed to me because I was wearing a Lions jersey. And I turned around to one of the guys, and I said, you know what? This is 2 wins on your forever year, so don't give me shit. We're going to lose to you twice a year.
Oh man, that's great. Hey, we've got Michelle giving out the Hymns Player of the Week this week. I'd like to know, and I think Michelle, we're going to give you that honor weekly. It's going to be yours to hand out, the Hymns Player of the Week. She's given the honor to the defense because they were rock hard, and they stepped up and got the job done.
Yeah, that was the best part of this game, my friend, was the defense. I love JG and Demo. I mean, they're fucking awesome, but today it was the defense, and that's something I like more than anything else when it comes to watching football is good defense. And Aaron Glenn, I mean, I know he's had some issues, but today it was all about the D.
Is your favorite the D?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's for sure. And this team brings it for sure.
As I wear my Hutch jersey with my blackened out one side of my eyeball, because Hutch is the fucking man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Michigan born and Michigan raised, and he's got I've been watching you guys here on this podcast, and what I like more now than ever is the way the Lions are just a good team. I remember when the stomp with Aaron and all that, that was bullshit, the way he behaved. And I got a staff jersey, But you know what? Number 9 is gone.
Yeah. All right, my friend. We're going to go, and I'm gonna just mark you down as a giant lover of the D, and we're gonna call every week. I want you to stand up for the D every week when these guys come out with a big win. All right.
I will. Yes, absolutely.
All right, my brother. Be well.
See you guys. Have a good week.
Ciao. You too. Go Lions, man. All right, there we go. No one is bigger on the D. All right, let's take a look at this. 248-782-8384. 248-782-8384. Frank the Tank. I'm looking. I lost your digits, bud. I don't know what happened. I think I threw away the thing. Otherwise, I'd be calling you right now. Give us a ring,
phone. Who dis?
Frank. We gotta bring Frank. Thank it. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much of it you had to drink, and how much do you love the D?
I love the D very much this last couple of years. I haven't had anything to drink today.
Oh, okay, good for you. This is
I'm
a different conversation than we used
to. I'm from Joplin, Missouri, and whatnot, but been pretty impressed the last couple of years. It's still nail biting watching it because of past history with the Lions. And, it's been pretty tough over the years, and then watching them and watching how close it gets. And then it's like, oh my God, like what's going to happen now? You get kind of nervous about all of it.
Yeah. Well, you can't help it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the part of being a Detroit Lions fan. Everybody makes fun of me for being a Detroit Lions fan. The company I work for is based out of Green Bay, which is the craziest thing. You know where I get all my Detroit Lions stuff from the Green Bay Mall, and it's freaking. I think it's hilarious. But my boss this year is planning on taking me to the Green Bay Lions game, which I hope to God that we win, just so I could laugh at him.
Yeah, that'll be worth it. I'll tell you, if you didn't live near the Green Bay Mall, because that's a classic place to go, I would urge people to go to fanatics.detroitlionspodcast.com to get all of their Detroit Lions merchandise. No, it doesn't cost you anything extra. They give us a kickback. It's a great way to get your Lions stuff and help the podcast by doing something you were going to do anyway. Fanatics.detroitlionspodcast.com.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been trying to find new places to get new gear from because I'm very rare in the Michigan area. The last time I was there, they had just a few things, and I bought what they did have there when I went through there, or try to pick up something of the Lions while I'm there and whatnot. But I grew up in Buffalo, New York, and my dad was a Bills fan, and he would never take me to a Lions-Bills game. So my brother is a Green Bay fan, and so he would take him to all the Detroit Lions games, and he'd take me to the Green Bay games. As a matter of fact, the last one that I had saw was when Brett Favre was still playing for Green Bay. When I went to that Bills game, and we were way up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was cold as shit too. But I got to see my first Detroit Lions game after 38 years of being a Lions fan was back in 2015 during their preseason game against the Jets. And we got tickets 5 rows up just off the 50-yard line on the Jet side. And my friends that were there, we were all group of Detroit Lions fans. And of course, I had a few, and I was talking shit to Vince Patrick, telling him about his fucking Brillo pad and all this other shit. And it was fun just getting him all pissed off and getting him to stare up there. My buddy kept telling me, he's like, dude, he's going to come up here and whoop your ass. And I said, you know what? That's the whole point of helping our team is to get into their head so that they fuck up out on the field, Yeah. And he goes, man, that dude's going to come up here and beat your ass.
All they have to do is see the D and they'll back down. That's what this is set up for.
Yeah, it was great though. I got to see when Stafford threw a pass to Kelvin Johnson, and dude, that shit was awesome. They might have played only one little round, and then it was all the backup guys or whatnot. But man, it was fucking awesome. And I've never got to see another game from there again. But I want to go back. Man, it drives me nuts because it's like I really want to go there. The atmosphere was unbelievable.
Yeah.
just unbelievable. And, so,
Awesome.
but I've definitely got my money put away for the day we do go to the Super Bowl. I'm not even joking. I have it put away because when it happens, I am so getting a ticket. I'm going to get ripped off, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be there for it.
You're going in with your eyes open, right?
Yes.
That's the guy who paid $1,500 to go to a hockey game this year. Yes, you're going to get ripped off. But you'll never forgive yourself if you don't go,
That's exactly right. It's one of those one in a lifetime deals. I don't think, I have high hopes for the Lions and for them to continue to go to the Super Bowl. But I know that if we get the chance to go, that is going to be your once in a lifetime deal. And I've got it all put away for that. I think we've got the best coach that we've ever had. I honestly think. And, the guy is just, he's unbelievable. He's a good dude.
Yep.
And, you don't see that too much anymore with the head coaches of football teams, that their heart is totally with the team, and so,
all right, brother.
He's a great guy.
We're going to roll on. We got a bunch of people trying to call. We're going to let you go. I appreciate you calling,
you're
man.
Fine.
And
hey, go Lions.
100%, brother. Go Lions. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Bye.
Ciao. All right. So I'm sitting here thinking, if I was to come up with a nickname for the Lions D, it would have to be the Hogs. It would have to be the Hogs. But they took the Hogs away in Washington.
That's already been done. Yep.
Yeah. But that's perfect. If you're talking about the D and you're looking at this D, you're thinking Hogs 100% of the time. I don't know what's going on. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much have you had to drink? And how much do you love the D?
Hey, this is Hank from the Motor, and inebriate of air am I with Tiger and Lion victories today.
An eloquent inebriated young man.
Yes. Here's what I find so exciting about this Lions team. They haven't lost 2 consecutive games since October 30th, 2022. Like in today's NFL, with injuries, with 17 games a year, that is just incredible consistency. And we saw it again today.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Take it, Ash.
Because going into the next week that they are going to be better prepared if they weren't last week, and they are going to have taken it personally as an affront to like their manhood or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's so good because that's the thing that would always be so frustrating. All of those times is be like, how can they not show a little more pride than the week after? And now they do. Like they show up and like they're mad. They are angry they lost. And that's I love it so much.
9 straight wins.
Fundamentals.
9 straight wins after a loss for Dan Campbell's Lions.
Yeah.
That's a pretty strong freaking. It's look, the ball's in the wheelbarrow. The D wins the games, and when the offense shows up, it becomes a blowout. That's the way it works, right?
Yeah, and they just keep cleaning up the mistakes, make sure the fundamentals are strong, and that's what gets it done. So, and thank you guys for just having a great show because you guys don't get all lost in all the hot takes and whatever. It's just good, rational talk about football. So. Really appreciate it. So thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, no, appreciate you, man. And I'll tell you, it's one of the things that we've really kind of tried to focus on is never too high, never too low, but none of the clickbaity kind of idea of just how all that crap works, right? It's just we just for 10 years, we're in our 10th year doing this now, and it's just go straight, steady. It's like what Dan Campbell did the arm up, right? Just keep doing the thing and stay with it. And that's kind of the mantra. And a lot of other folks come in, they think the hot takes and the instant clicks is it, but we're here for the long haul. We've been here for a long time. We'll continue to be here for a long time because I'm sorry. I just have to say this. I don't have the lack of integrity to do that silly shit that so many people have done for so long. It's just stupid. I hate that whole thing.
Yeah, just know it's much appreciated. So thanks so much, guys, and go Lions.
Appreciate you, brother. I really do. Have a good one, okay?
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Ciao. All right, we got another one. Let's get another call in here. Hey, caller, what's your name? how much are you ready to drink, and how big do you think the Lions D is, if you had to put it in pounds?
I had to put it in pounds. It's a good, let's say, 5 pounds, or what's that, about 2 kilos?
Okay.
At least.
Okay, there you go. Thank you for putting that in, Ash.
That's flaccid. That's flaccid, though.
Yeah,
That's not even fully where it needs to be.
That's not even in the tunnel yet, right? That's still in the locker room. That's not even in the tunnel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that thing is like a hutch. Anyway, my name is Jeff. I'm from GR. And some people call me Ogbert. Actually, no one does. That's absolutely no one. No one calls me that. But I. Yeah, I'm that asshole.
It's okay. Keep going. It's fun.
So,
I love performance art as much as anyone else.
Especially when it's shitty and it fails on spot. It's great.
Okay. It's okay.
It's like watching the San Diego fireworks in like 2018, where everything just. Yeah, exactly. My question is, what would happen with the injuries tonight? Like, what the hell actually happened? Was that a field thing? Was that a tackling thing? Was that just a fortune, not favoring us? Like, what was going on with that tonight?
Ash, I'll let you jump at it, but it just felt like everything went wrong on that front, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't like there were any like specific things. You know what I mean? Like Brian Branch goes to tackle a guy low, and then that guy also goes low. Like it's what are you going to do? He did what he was supposed to do. If anyone gets fined on that hit, it should be the offensive player for leading with his head. Like they are also not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So it's just a bunch of freak stuff. As far as the rest of it goes, like it's not like it was one similar issue caused by field conditions, as far as we could tell, at least. Like it's not like the old Philadelphia Stadium where they had a carpet rolled over concrete, basically.
Right.
The number of ACL surgeries was just ludicrously high compared to every other stadium in the league. Like Arizona's not like that. They got a good field.
And when you're carrying when you're carrying that much D, when your hog is that size, the weight is really low to the ground. So it becomes like when you take those higher hits, they're more impactful. So it's hard when you have a D like that.
Technically, if you're talking about physics and center of gravity, shouldn't a bigger D keep your center of gravity lower?
Exactly.
So
that keeps the top end exposed, right? Because now you're planted, and now it doesn't have as much. It's not able to roll with the hit and take away the energy. So
it's that stability factor that we're not thinking of. That's what it must be.
The giant D can be a detriment. It can be a detriment.
My second question, mostly to Ash, is can we talk about Arizona's defensive scheme real quick and how they kept on just kind of like getting us to fail, or was it them getting us to fail, or was it us kind of killing it? Like, what's going on? And can we also talk about how Glasgow and Ragnow aren't on the same page yet in that position, like in that position group? Because it just feels like there were so many holes given up in between that guard and the center.
That's you nailed it. Those two guys are not in sync in any way, shape, or form right now. Whenever they have to pass anybody off, it is a train wreck. And the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals is a very good defensive coordinator prior to getting this job. So he sees where it's basically water runs through the spot where the hole is. You know what I mean? That's what this is. You're going to keep seeing Graham Glasgow get exposed until he figures it out. That's what that is.
Until he covers his hole.
That's what they did.
Yeah,
exactly. Until he puts the D in there,
it covers that hole from the D. Then it's going to be painful.
Yeah. 100%.
We need to
I'm not good with analogy.
The line. So to say, we need a bunch of Jimmies. That's what it is, just to cover the hole, to make sure we're 100%. Protected properly. Okay, gotcha.
For the prophylactic mice.
Yeah.
Maybe to D out.
Yeah. Like you could pull a tight end for a prophylactic, right? I mean, that might be a way to handle that.
But babies don't make babies, right? That's how it goes.
Exactly.
That's how it goes.
100%. All right, this is one of the good shows.
I just appreciate that everyone is happy to devolve into the 12-year-old me zone because it's my natural habitat.
I tried to fight it. There's no point.
No, why would you? Why, Ash? You've been doing this for how long with him? Like, you know better. You know.
Oh, I know
better.
he's going to do it. I just generally don't also do it.
Well, I'm proud of you for having the wherewithal to know where your audience is and just sit down into that low-hanging stance and really just make sure that
no one has a base.
Menus
No one has a base like Ash. I'm just going to tell you right now, his head is remarkably exposed because of that massive base that he has.
I mean, I can hear his vocal cords. There's so much testosterone in that thing. That's just.
Oh man, there was a guy who commented on one of the videos this week, something like, quit trying to sound like you're on some late night sex radio thing or something, and I was like, what? Are you like? I'm just talking, bro.
like yeah, he's
it's a
little bit self-revelatory there.
Yeah, and then later in the comments, someone clapped back at him a little bit on that. He's like, "That's just how this guy talks." And then he was like, "Well, I'm not into dudes." Like, are you sure?
Sure.
You're not
Are you
into
sure? You're angry because you're sitting there hard as a freaking rock listening to Ash talk, and you don't know what to fucking do
anything
about
wrong
it.
with that. Not that there's a single thing wrong with being into dudes. I'm just saying, if this voice makes you think of sex,
it's okay to be into dudes, but Ash, I'm sorry, you're not the guy.
Welcome to the 1-900-LIONS hotline. This is Ash. How can I help you with your scheme needs?
Pillow talk with Ash. Pillow talk with Mr. Tweetson.
Man, right now, Ash has an OnlyFans and he just talks, and I'm not going to lie, I've considered that. That is a thing that doesn't exist. I like money. That's free money.
Yeah. That's free money.
What do you want me to
just talk
read?
about foot stuff. You'll hit 2 demographics.
Dude,
Okay,
I just saw that the OnlyFans, like the creators there, make it's like 6 or 8 times the total NBA payroll a year. It's bananas.
Insane.
Their dividends. Their dividends over the last year was $6.2 billion. I want to say, is their dividends revenue.
I gotta figure something out over here. they
would. I know. I'm like,
the most.
Who wants to look at my feet?
The most.
Please look at my feet.
No. After what we were talking about earlier, who wants to look at my foot?
Who wants to look at my stump?
Once a week, guys. Who wants to look at them? Who wants to? They're great.
Oh man! All right, let's get
Let's eat Pop-Tarts here.
Pop-Tarts and OnlyFans. Bring it home, baby.
Much love, guys.
All right, love you
God
too, man.
bless.
Be good. Thanks for the last, bro. We'll see you. Oh man, my goodness gracious. Are you working that as well on the spammers that are coming in there, chat? All right, cool.
Yeah.
Woo! Oh man, this is fantastic. What a good time. I'm definitely a Michelle. Okay. Michelle handing out the hymns. Big D of the week.
Oh man, we have got to get a sponsorship from them.
I know.
We are the perfect podcast. Actually, I guess
absolutely
Blue Chew would be more on theme, but whatevs.
I think we could do hymns. Hymns is, we'll see. Hey caller, what's your name and how much do you love the D?
I just wanted to call in and say, well, it's Ben Kivela from the UP here.
Hey,
I'm picking up on what you're all doing. Hey, I know what you're doing with these D comments. And y'all are perverts.
Like you're not.
So I'll say so. I will not be besmirched by the likes of you.
Ben's yelling in a mirror right now. Oh man,
it's a victory evening. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, what's the saying? You build 100 bridges. You're not a bridge builder, but just one D.
Oh man. So Ben, what's it like in UP? Are the leaves changing yet up there?
Sorta. It's actually uncharacteristically. That's a fun word. Warm. Yeah, like bird season started and it's been kind of shit so far. Like just too warm. Yeah, we're having an Indian summer. You got to enjoy it, but
yeah, it's
that's what happens when you buy a tractor with a snowblower.
So. Buy one every year, my friend.
I take credit for it. Yeah,
I absolutely love it up there. What part of the UP are you in?
So I'm in Ishpeming. Closest reference point would be like Marquette.
Yeah. Did you say
close to
Ishpeming?
Superior. North. Yeah.
Yeah.
North of Waters meet where you like to visit there.
Yeah, you know me. You know me out the end of the two there. Right up from the Land O'Lakes. funny. They took the Indian off the cover of the butter, but they removed the Indian but kept the land, right? on the
Fun fact about the Land O'Lakes girl. I don't know. Look it up. I'm sure it's on Google somewhere. If you fold it upright,
yeah, I know. I did.
Kneecaps up to where the hands go. Okay.
Yep. I made one for my
show's gonna
son.
be canceled after tonight with that.
God, we're gonna be horrible. I made one for my son, and he was stunned. And then it was like, I don't know if they heard what I was doing because it was like 2 weeks later they changed the box and he couldn't do it anymore. And I'm like, you better save that. You better save that. That's a part of history right there, son.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, we got Petoskey. Yes, Timothy Shea, Native American. That's the right word. Warmer later than normal. We're getting fixed in the chat. Thank you everyone for making it right in the chat. You got us straight. All right. So Ben, we got how many Packers fans are up there where you're at?
Too many.
Yeah. Would you say 50-50 or what's the split?
It's actually, like, the UP is kind of split, like the Western Hemisphere, we'll just call it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's funny. My buddy was just here. He's got to go to Toledo for work, and the running joke is like Michigan and Ohio went to war for Toledo, and Wisconsin lost.
I laughed and said, like,
kind of like the Western half of the UP is like, it just mostly Packer fan. I'm kind of in like 50-50 Bill where I am, but I'm kind of in the mid, and like Eastern half is, I would say it's predominantly Lions. You'd be surprised how many Vikings fans are up here, and like, it's not what it should be.
I wasn't
for being a Michigan.
Never thought I was going to weigh in on the Michigan-Ohio war, but I'm pretty certain in the treaty they told Ohio, hey, we're going to say you won, but you've got to take Toledo, okay? Hey, shout out Glass City, we love you. Don't take that the wrong way. We're just messing around over here. All right, hey Ben, I'm gonna let you go, brother. We got a couple other calls we got to get, but appreciate you calling in, and thanks for screaming how much you love the D.
You bet.
All right,
absolutely.
All right,
Take care, guys.
We'll talk to you, brother. See you. Ben, he's one of our happy Patreons too. He's a good time in the chat. Michelle up, mostly Packers fans where I live. Brian J feels like he's only seen Packers fans up there. Tommy, yeah, okay, Tommy, thanks. I'll love, man. I didn't mean to bust you up on the Toledo thing. Escanaba is where the split happens. Yeah. I went to the UP State Fair in Escanaba, if I remember correctly, and because it was going on while I was up there. It's the Upper Peninsula is its own country, Ash. It's not Canada, and it's not Michigan or Wisconsin. It's its own world. It's a wonderful place. I kind of really feel like
that in Canada called Newfoundland, where
no, there's no screech.
I don't know what that accent is, but it's it ain't Irish, and it is definitely not English or Canadian. It's a very specific thing.
There has to be something like screech somewhere in the UP. I don't know what it is, but there has to be something that lives that life. No, if I was ever lucky enough to be in a position to have two houses, I feel like, and if there was an airport that could get me there, one of them would have to be in the UP. It is absolutely fantastic country. It is absolutely. Yeah, there you go. UP is a sovereign territory. Pull your license plates off, everybody. You know what to tell the cops.
Call yourself a sovereign citizen that is not bound by the laws of this nation and thus does not have to pay for anything, let alone taxes, sir.
But you do get the benefits. All right. 248-782-8384. Please bring us back on point. We're celebrating a Lions victory over the Arizona Cardinals. Oddly, it feels like David Montgomery, he got 105 yards. It feels like he should have 200 with all the running and all the work he did. Conversely, Gibbs got himself 83 yards, and it feels like he should have had like 25. Neither of those.
That's the thing. When you look at the actual usage, it's not that biased one way or the other between the two guys. You know what I mean? They both got plenty of work. They're both going to be happy going home.
Yep.
Gibbs, if that was Gibbs' day every day, he would also be 1,000-yard rusher. And I think that's the sweet spot for the Lions, is when both of those guys are on pace for about 1,200 or 1,300 yards. You know, you've had a good game.
Yep, 100%. 100%. You start looking, Amon-Ra, 75 yards, not even a 100-yard passer today. Interestingly, and only 23 attempts from JG, 18 completions, less than 200 yards, 1 yard less than 200. It's an interesting stat line for these guys. Brock Wright got a lot of use today, and it winds up only being 4 catches. It felt like a lot more. I mean, it felt like he pretty much was pretty prevalent out there. But they look good. They spread the ball around, did well. A little less JMO out there today. I do want to point out to everybody, pasties or it didn't happen. There's 2 kinds of pasties.
Be very careful what you ask for. We do have a charity podcast coming up later in the year.
Use the context. Use the context. I don't think Ash knows the pasties that we know in Michigan, the Polish ones. I think they're Polish, right? Maybe they're Norwegian, Swedish, Norwegian.
Well,
Finnish.
okay, yeah, but how does like a delicious pastry? How does that get money for the kids, Chris?
All you have to do is go to
donating
pasties for dollars. You're right. Pasties and a pole are the ones that gets the money for the kids. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much have you had to drink so far? And please don't mention the D.
My name's
Or
Alex,
go ahead.
man. I called you guys in the first week. What's going on?
How you doing, man?
Oh, buddy.
Good. I mean, I was really wanting to talk about your D, but I guess I won't. So
No, you can. You can.
Do it.
As long as be complimentary about the D. I mean, that's all we ask.
I was about to say, the deeper the voice, the lower to the ground. So,
yeah. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. You have very short legs.
Oh man, how are you guys doing today, man?
Sitting around looking for something to do, you know.
Yep. Yeah. What are you doing? I don't know. Like, we're just hanging out here.
I don't know. What are you doing?
Dude, I am fucking.
No, you hang up.
No, man, I'm over here in Venice Beach. I'm 3 sheets to the wind.
Oh,
I am fucking living on cloud 9.
Muscle Beach, as it were.
God, I wish I was on the
Shit,
West
man,
Coast.
It's a beach, but I got no muscle on this side. Man.
It's all muscle. You forgot what we're talking about. Oh. So
The only
Venice.
muscles in my garage now, good man.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
What's she working on? I'm just joking.
Oh, fucking Ford Fusion with them 4-cylinder, my good man. Oh yeah, fucking real Detroit muscle over here.
There you go. There you go. 4 cylinders of power.
Yeah, that hybrid, man, really doing my grandpa real proud. That United Auto Workers unit, he's loving that engine.
Oh man. But when that electric engages in conjunction with those 4 cylinders, that's like 100 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, that's
Well, dude, it's just like the Chicago Bears. It's really trying when it's getting on the highway, but it's just not enough.
yeah. There we go. I love it. Those Bears are aching, aren't they? That's great.
Oh, dude, it was so good. I want to talk positive lives, but I just want to point out, how good is it? I lived in Chicago for almost a decade, and it's so good to see another quarterback. It's so overhyped in that city, and then for to fall short. I love Soldier Field. It doesn't deserve the piece of shit fans that are over there and that piece of shit toilet seat team. Fuck Chicago. You can suck my dick from the back, you short dick motherfucker. Sorry. I have a lot of unresolved regression towards that city.
I just
love the city.
Hate the fans. Let me just check in really quick because there's something that happens to people when they leave. Ash, can you testify about Justin Fields' success today?
Justin Fields. I actually didn't look up the stats, but I
He had 9
can
completions
say,
in a row at some point. I remember that.
yeah, that's absolutely true. Let's
Justin
take a look
Fields.
here, shall we? If only we had access to the internet.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
This is it. This is Justin Fields. They clamped him out and let him go in fucking shame when it was absolutely the organization that did that. And now they got Caleb there, and Caleb, multicolored nails, great look for you, buddy. But boy, he is just not clicking. I don't know if it's the lights in his eyes, the reflections off the nails, whatever, but they are just not clicking. And now to see Justin surge, it's like, huh. Do you think it's the man or do you think it's the team? And I'm like, oh man, Chicago stinks.
I was saying in January, like, build around, do exactly what they did, do everything that they did, except also trade that pick for 3 first-round picks and draft an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing to see when, I like it when I call it. And then it happens. That's just a nice, joy-filled thing for me, particularly when it's bad for a team we all hate, like the Bears.
Yeah.
But this is what they do. They bring players in and they ruin their careers, and nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
It's all, the Lions wasted Barry Sanders. They wasted Calvin Johnson. Okay, let's name the 17 fucking first-round quarterbacks that the Chicago Bears have wasted over the course of their run. Caleb Williams is going to be their leading all-time single-season passer this year, even though he's playing like absolute fucking garbage. He's going to break that record this year because it's so pathetically low. Like, it's Eric Kramer who currently holds that record, man.
And what's Rex?
Lions reject quarterback. Yeah, Rex Grossman.
Rex Grossman is like one of the best quarterbacks ever. Jay Cutler.
Yep.
Jim Harbaugh. Mitchell Trubisky is up there. It's like, what in the world? They have Mike Tomczak. What a crap. I don't know. Like that franchise is absolutely hilarious as to how they continue to destroy quarterbacks. I understand not how they do that. And I love Chicago. Chicago's a great town, right? But God, what they do in football is just, they should absolutely be a laughing stock. Rixie, Chicago. I know.
Won a Super Bowl once. So.
Dunbar. They won one, yes, with 2 appearances, and the second one was an absolute embarrassment.
It was the worst Super Bowl I've ever watched.
Right twice a day. So.
All right, caller, tell us more. Tell us more.
Well, I feel like you guys did an excellent job of just shitting on Chicago. So thank you. Great city. Terrible organization. McCaskies can. Oh, anyways, but man, dude, it's just so good to get away. And I'm curious about your guys' worry now. I feel Jared Goff, as always, did his job. I feel like last week had something to work out. Obviously, wasn't excellent this week, but he did his job, and that's all we need him to do because. That's what the organization has figured out. Everyone just needs to kind of fulfill their role, meet the expectation, and move forward. And I'm extremely happy they figured this out. They were running the ball, taking advantage of that. Kyler Murray realized he's under 6 feet, and we reminded him of such, and it was amazing. I'm a 5'9" guy myself, but I've made peace with it. Kyler just has to now, and it was so good to see him defeated. I don't know if you saw the shots of him but he looked defeated, and that's what grit is. It's pulling you into the deep end and dragging you down and go, you got a good game, but you're not good enough. And that's what the Lions are. And I just love to see the self-correction, but I've been dying to know, Chris and Ash, where is your worryometer? Because it is ometer. I will tell you this is working in safety. It's not an anemometer. When it comes to wind, we're working with lifts. It's an anemometer, not an anemometer. Sorry, Jefferson, I appreciate you, man, but it's an anemometer. So
he's got a meteorology degree too.
You're fucking right. I'm telling him, man. He's a smart man, but when it comes to pronunciation, I'm from the Midwest myself, but we got to work out through that accent, my man. So, in addition to being right about this correction, where is your worry now? That's all. I'm so curious where you guys are feeling now with Jared Goff.
So, Ash, do you have a worryometer or a worryometer?
Mine's, like I just use metric stuff.
So it's a whole other language.
Which, exactly.
I'll just tell you,
mostly speaking French here, so I'm not worried at all.
I'm not worried either. Like last week, the team across the board had a bad game, and that happens sometimes, but it happens rarely that everyone has a bad game. Usually, it's like one person or a couple people in a group that don't do it, but the rest of the team is there to do it. We saw that this week. The offense, they only scored 20. They could have scored more. The second half, they didn't score. Oh my goodness, right? But they did eat a whole ton of clock, so then they did that well. I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. I think we're just going to keep chugging and keep doing the thing. The things that might make me worry are the things that I can't control. And it's like, oh wow, the 49ers, they're going to be a tough team. We're going to have to face. Oh wow, they just lost to the Rams. Okay, well, and not worried about that. Like there's only one 3-0 team, and it's the Vikings. Am I worried about them? Not really. I just think that they're on a high right now, and they're like peaking really early. I think they're going to crumble like they always do. There's this purple penis eater thing that they've got, and they're going to choke on it, and it's just going to fall apart like it usually does. I'm not super worried about the Vikings even. I just think this team is going to keep going and keep rolling, and I'm just not concerned. I see like Master Bates isn't a concern yet. I'm not worried about the kicker even, right? Yeah, he pushed right. He had a bad kick. Kickers have a bad game. Is he Matt Prater tier? No, he's not. He's not. So of course you could worry a little bit. We don't have the best kicker in the game, but you don't have 53 of the best 53 in the game ever. And it's you have a give and take when you build your roster. If I have a kicker that misses one every now and then, but I have Hutch and the defensive line that we have, I'm not super worried about it. Maybe if they get hurt, I guess I would be. But there's nothing that's just screaming, be scared at me right now. We've got all the right things. We've got a coach that's pulling these people together. We have coaches that can, when people go down, the next man up mentality is true and it's real. We have depth at positions. I'm not particularly worried about this team right now. I'm just not. So I keep my worryometer in my pocket, and if I hopefully one day I sit on it, it breaks, and I'll never have to think about it again. Ash, I mean, you tell me where you disagree.
Like that, you're basically saying that you think the Vikings are going to choke on Aaron Glenn's D.
I couldn't actually. That's what I was trying to say, but I couldn't have said it better than you, Ash. Thank you for
Well, I've had a lot less to drink than you, so
I need to translate.
That's what I'm here for.
Now.
My only purpose right now.
Oh man, so yeah, and then the bye. You look at it with the injuries we got. Look, I hate the Brian Branch injury. That's the one I hate the most because Brian Branch is absolutely a key part of this defense. And in his second year, he is so important to what we do and has just stepped up so well. I hate that, but the bye week is a week away. I mean, it's like, okay, we're going to get better. And you know what? Maybe and hopefully we got hit with your injuries early, and we're going to have that break, and our boys are going to come back, and we're going to go through the rest of the season and get it done. We'll be done. This is okay. How's that?
I love it. And for the young guys listening to this, I grew up in Minnesota. I remember the triple threat. They had Randy Moss, and guess what? They didn't do shit with it either. So let them enjoy the regular season and let them fizzle out, as they always do.
We know who Sam Darnold is, right?
Exactly. He's great if you play against us in the home opener a few years ago. After that, he continues to get traded. So let him fulfill his role. Let the Vikings get hyped up. Let them kind of go to over Chicago, get overhyped on a quarterback, and get let down. Because trust me, we know the extent of Culpepper. And without a good wide receiver, really nothing. So I am so excited to see what the Lions do. I'm so excited for you. I'm just excited, man. Once again, Goff had a bad game. He corrected just like last season. He's continued to go forward. Obviously, coming from LA, everyone's like, "Oh, this is the trajectory of Goff." He has a couple, has a trajectory over the years, gets his extension, starts to fall apart. But our coaching staff is just that much better. We have faith. We understand people are going to stumble, but that's not going to let us down. That's the point of grit, is pushing forward. So I'm going to shut the fuck up and let you guys talk. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you for all the hard work that you both do. And before I jump, remember, guys, jump on Patreon, subscribe to these guys. I will tell you, it's much better than what Woodward Sports is throwing out there to get likes and bullshit. Sorry, I have to say it. I used to follow these guys, but they just, anyways, if you want good journalism, follow the Detroit Lions podcast. And if you want a good swag to go along with it, DetroitLionsPodcast.com/shop. Check it out. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate you both. And Ash, please, from a Minnesotan to a Canadian, I'm basically, I'm Canada's junk being a Minnesotan. I respect you. I appreciate you. Thank you for your patience. And I loved your rant last week. Please continue that passion. You guys are amazing. And you guys have a great weekend. Thank you for your time as always.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful Sunday.
Appreciate you, brother. Enjoy Venice.
Go Lions.
Go Lions. All right. My man brought the D.
Absolutely.
Hey, caller, what's your
I
name?
could
How
not
much
have
have you
said
had
better.
to drink? And are you all in on the D? Or are you sitting back a little bit?
Yeah, my name is Matt. I've had nothing to drink.
Okay.
And I'm all in on the D. And just so you know, I want Ash to know that I put my D in a little Canada because my wife's Canadian.
Nice.
I like how you said I put it in a little Canada.
Those mine were basically Eskimo brothers.
Rather than I put a little into Canada, I put it into a little Canada. That phraseology was very, very important. Good job.
Thank you. Well, I don't want to go too far into Canada, Anyway, and Ash's
The population
is
is
your
within
breed.
10 miles of the border.
That's true. I'll refrain from the joke about decimeters. Anyway, so I don't really have. Whoop, shit! I just unmuted you guys. I don't have a lot to say other than it was nice to watch the game. It was nice to be a part of the Slack today. It was nice to see people talking and not losing their fucking minds when, when they didn't score any points in the second half. No, it wasn't perfect, but in a way it was perfect because, as the previous caller says, they just grounded out. And honestly, I came to Traverse City from Minnesota this weekend for a funeral, and this was the greatest ending for my weekend possible. But yeah. That's all. That's pretty much all I got. I'm so happy people are no longer losing their shit when one thing goes wrong to this team.
Absolutely.
It's like, go ahead.
I'm going back to your little piece of Canada. Where did you pick it up from? Medicine Hat? Where did you find this little treasure?
I picked it up from Vancouver via Michigan Tech.
That's Riz. You hear that? Little Riz is there right now. So maybe he'll come out of. Oh no, he's got a piece of Michigan with him already. Never mind. Okay. I don't know. Now I'm going to cause problems. Damn it. Ash, is there any way to bail out of this? Dude, thank you for that. Appreciate that, and I wish you the very best. And remember, it'll always be like maple syrup.
Oh my God, I was going to say something. I'm just going to laugh. Oh, it's good. Thank you, guys. Ash, your beard is magnificent. Only mine is better. Talk soon.
See you
Love
later.
guys. And yeah, please subscribe to the Patreon. It's worth it. See ya.
Thank you, brother. Patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast. You can get in there. It's absolutely a great time. All right, here we go. Let's see. We got Give Your Balls a Tug in the chat. Traverse City shout out going on. It's a big fat mac and awe. Oh man, leaning forward causes your head to morph into the lion's head behind Ash. Morph away.
It does. I just disappear.
What's Ash thinking about?
Dream.
We can see right into your brain. Got to give a shout out to Tigers. They're in the playoffs. They did it. Twins choked, and they are absolutely like, sorry, Minnesotans. All the Minnesotans we had today. It's a double whammy because boy, did they choke that one out, and now you're about to choke a Viking horn. Good times. Let's get another caller. Hey, caller, how you doing? What's your name, and how much do you love the D?
My name is Caleb, and I love the D more than anything, and I've had way too many bourbons tonight.
Ooh, nice.
Yes,
That's
sir.
not a thing.
Chris Nash, love you guys.
Love you too, brother.
I just wanted to call and say this was another weird game. I called last year, and I said how I felt like oddly confident, like during the game, and again, like I was watching this game with my dad, and I was like, we're kind of like just controlling things. We're just kind of controlling things. And then into the fourth, the defense was stepping up. Offense did enough, and I'm just kind of excited that the defense is kind of pulling its weight, and that the offense just did enough. And it's nice to have the defense being the strong unit for another week in a row, where I'm really kind of excited for the areas this thing can, the way this thing can go, because I feel like the offense has a lot of potential that's untapped still, but the defense is really like showing up early as a focal point instead of just like last year where it was just a weakness.
Ash, let me ask you, do you know what they're getting a hold of when they grab the D? I can tell you.
Well, I think it's about.
I can tell you.
Please do then.
These nuts.
Sorry. That was sitting there staring at me for so long.
There we are.
I just
like,
did.
There's something I'm supposed to remember. What is that thing?
Yeah, Ash, you're supposed to be Johnny on the spot here.
Yeah, I don't know was the right answer there, so I could pull out
these nuts.
But there we are. Oh,
Captain Oblivious strikes again.
Oh man, no, it was. What do you think? What do you think for the rest of the year as you look ahead, Mr. Too Much Bourbon? Yeah, like Ash said, there's no such thing. But what do you see as you look forward for this team for the rest of the season? I mean, you've seen now week 1, week 2, week 3, which is kind of a wide swath of what the Lions could be, right? There's still not a I know who the Lions are after watching these three games. But if you try to tie all those things together, what do you think the Lions are this year?
So for me, honestly, I would say the offense is going to find its level. It's not going to be maybe the tantamount of last year where teams were kind of sleeping on us, but it's also not going to be the lulls of last week at Tampa Bay. I think it's going to be somewhere in between, but I think that also Dan Campbell is the type of coach who coaches the game in between his strengths and his weaknesses. So with his defense, I mean, we all know that last year was kind of a liability in the secondary especially. And I feel like with Dan Campbell as a coach, I think that things are going to fall much more in line of like our offense is going to be much more this year as in we don't have to win the game. We just have to, like, I don't want to call it game manager, but we just have to manage the game. If you get your rush yards, if you allow Goff to operate the offense, I feel like this year we're still going to put up 20 to 30 points a week. And with that defense, I feel like there's a significant improvement in the overall performance of the team.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I think, Ash, what do you think? I mean, with the 3 versions of the Lions we've seen this year, you try to stitch them together. What do you think you're going to see? What we're seeing out of this team?
I think we haven't really seen the offense yet, like just clicking on all cylinders. You know, it's just we don't know. But the D has been quite impressive. I will say it has had both length and girth in terms of its quality.
I've heard that before.
Large circumference.
Familiar with hearing that?
Honestly, man, It really it actually is shocking to me how well the defense has come together this year on like an actual serious like talking about football note. I kind of figured they would struggle a little bit against the Rams specifically because Sean McVay uses so much pre-snap motion and they weren't really in sync and not used to communicating with each other very much. But then the D kind of coalesced, sort of came together, and it's really been quite impressive.
There you go. What I think we have and what I think this team is a team that will win. I know they lost week 2, but they will find a way. Whatever they need to do and wherever they need to put things together, they will do so to win. It's all about being there for playoff football. I still think this is a
12+ win team.
Yeah, it's all being there for the playoff run.
I still think they're going to win the division.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, caller.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I feel the same with you guys. I feel like the defense has definitely given Aaron Gren a little bit of substance to where people can stop talking trash about him, to where he's showing like what he can do with an actual defensive back. And I'm super excited to see how the rest of the season plays out. But I'll shut up and let you guys go. Chris and Ash, I love all that you do and keep pumping out the content. And Chris, you owe me a fan party for next year here in Detroit, because this is Caleb Dickman, and you made fun of my last name last year, and so I'm going to get back at you.
I did that? That was me.
Shocking.
That's so out of character.
You had a couple pops.
That's a surprise too. That doesn't sound like me. Are you sure you're not? I'm confused with somebody else. Caleb, whatever I said, I guarantee it was meant with all the love that may not have come across when I said it.
There was no confusion. I felt it with all the love, and I love you guys, and you're the absolute best Lions content that I've ever gotten a hold of, which is why I always call you guys. You're the only show that I will ever spend my time calling.
Oh, that's awesome,
because you guys are phenomenal. And Dr. Liao, Ash, and all the rest of the DLP, like, you guys absolutely kill it. You are my absolute focal point throughout the Lions season. So you guys do amazing work.
Appreciate
Kudos
that,
to all of you.
Very, very, very kind. Appreciate you, and thanks for having such a tight grip on the D. LP,
yes, sir.
LP.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you. Have a good one, Caleb.
Peace.
All right, there we go. Man, they keep coming.
Frank, if you call, we will pick up. That's all I'm saying. He's in the chat.
Frank's in the
A
chat.
wild Frank has entered the chat.
Frank, get in here. Tank. Hey, caller. How you doing? What's your name? How much you ready to drink?
Also, whoever we're talking to right now, we're very glad you called.
Name's Andrew. I've had 10 to drink.
Wait. We're losing you a little bit. Come back again one more time. Say it again, please.
My name's Andrew. I've had 10 to drink today.
Nice, Andrew. So, Andrew, at 10 in, we were talking real talk here, right? Tell me what you think about the D.
The D is what's gonna take us through the Super Bowl. The D is what's gonna put the quarterbacks on their back, and the D is what is gonna last all season long, baby. Look, today, St. Brown was dealing in absolutes, and what that last first down catch he had. Look, he's not going to run down the field, but he's going to kill your defensive efforts. It was a fantastic play, but the D is great. Did you know that we've been together for 46 years?
What?
We've been together for 46 years.
Tell me more. Expound on this. Help me understand this.
D's nuts.
Oh,
D's nuts.
I had to get you. Have a good night, boys. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Have a good one. Oh, that was so delicious. That was deserved. Oh man. See, I'm trying to make. Oh man, nothing's working the way it's supposed to. There we go. Okay, cool.
I got distracted by this streamer person who keeps spamming our chat.
I saw you working the. God dang it! I'm trying to get Frank the Tank to get me. Okay. Let's see. If you folks would like to call, 248-782-8384, 248-782-8384. We'll put the last call for alcohol across, and you can call the show and we'll get you in here. Frank the Tank, we're looking for you. Love to talk to you again and see how you're doing. We need a Frank wellness check anyway, so that'd be good. Give us a call, brother. Talking about the game and these Detroit Lions, it was a game of unexpected performances from names that maybe we didn't, that again, unexpected. Brock Wright was really out there, was doing his thing. He was the third highest receiver on the depth chart. Amon-Ra number 1, Sam Laporta number 2. I mean, you get all the way through. You got Montgomery, Gibbs, right, and then finally get down to Jameson Williams, and then Tim Patrick last. It was interesting. It was interesting to see a couple of names that you didn't think were going to show up on that chart, and the guys could pick up and run. I love to see that. I love to see the depth come into play, and it now sets up next week's game against the Sea Chickens as who's going to get the ball. Again, you talk about week 1, nobody has film on anybody, but if you look at what this Lions team after 3 weeks, I'm not sure how valuable the film you have is to tell who you're going to be playing against in week 4. And I mean, the one thing you may be able to pull out of it is play call tendencies, but knowing Ben Johnson, a quarter of those are setups. You know what I mean? It's really interesting seeing what this team is and who they are coming into week 4, and with the Sea Chickens landed in Detroit. Get one more in here.
Yeah.
Hey, caller, what's your name? And how sexy do you think the D is?
Hey, you talking to me?
Yeah.
What's up, fellas?
How you doing?
Good, man. Good. You guys are doing great as always, man. I'm all fired up. You know it.
This is a different kind of fired up. What do we have on special today, my man?
Oh man, we got we're doing 420 tonight, bud.
Oh, nice.
We're taking
My favorite day of the year.
Little low. Yep. How about those Lions, man?
Loving it, brother. I mean, look, last week was a little bit of a gut punch, but I just didn't walk away with the fear that I would have in any of the years prior. You know what I mean? It was just
Hell no.
Yep.
Hell no, brother. After that St. Louis win last year, nothing scares me no more, bro.
Yep.
I love it, man. I was so confident in this team, man. I love it, man. They need it, bro. They need it. They need to be put back in their place a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They came out differently. They came out with a different attitude as a result, right?
Yeah, I think they're playing a little different. You know what I mean? I don't know who mentioned it, but Goff, last couple years he was looking, he's looking low to high, and now they got Jameson Williams and shit. You know what I mean? So I think he's, looking for J-Mo just a little too much. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Just let the players have it.
You're telling me they're grilling up some wins?
Oh, yeah. We're going on a, 5-game, 6-game winning streak here, bro. For sure. We're going 14-3, dude. No doubt. That's it.
That's what I want to hear.
No doubt.
This is a level of energy that I wasn't expecting. I have to admit.
Yeah, well, I'm sleeping good now. No more Malones.
What?
No more Malones. I went to Malones. I went to the big boys across the street.
Wait, so I was going to show up. But wait a minute. Now, Big Boys is open on Sunday. Did you just get Sundays off? Is that how they were able to take you away?
Yeah, no, I work at Sunday mornings now. But you know what? With this new schedule they got coming out for the Detroit Lions, it's fucking awesome, man.
It's all night times,
it's
right?
Awesome. Yeah, a lot of nights. I work Sundays. I get out of there about 1:30. So I'm missing a little bit of the game. But shit, I can walk home in 5 minutes.
It's not bad.
That's nice. That's nice. All right, so now, Frank, let me ask. You're gonna be there for a while, right? I mean, you're gonna be there for the rest of the season because look, I know where Malone's is. Big Boy's tougher because there's a bunch of them, right? But if I could find Malone's and I can find the Big Boy, we can show up. We can bring some people over there,
I'm not working at Malone's no more.
right? But if you said it's right across the street, right?
Yeah.
So I can find it, right? And if we bring some people over, we're not gonna get you in trouble, right?
No, hell no, man. They love me, bro. They still love me, man.
Okay, so we'll bring some people. The Big Boy. I just don't want to if I want to show up and I want it to be good, right? I don't want to get you in trouble and get you fired from the Big Boy because we showed up with a bunch of guys, right?
Okay, listen. I was talking about the Big Boy across the street from my house. Last time I called you, I told you I fucking quit Malone to go to Big Boys. That was kind of a joke. But I'm working across the street from my house. I'm over here in Fraser now, so I work like 5 minutes from my house. I work a morning shift. I work at Coney Island.
Got it.
I roll hot dogs now, bro.
Nice. So you know all about the D then. You're rolling them dogs.
You're rolling those dogs. Those dogs. Like the Lions, they're dogs.
That's right. So Frank, how's your year been since the I mean, look, we had you on. That was the massive playoff victory. It was obviously a hugely emotional moment for everybody. How's your year been since then?
Yeah, that was. Oh man, life's like a roller coaster, brother. You know, it's up and down, man.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Absolutely, man.
All right.
You know, and you got to hang in there, man. You got to be strong, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Frank, look, I was looking for your stuff and your contact info. I wrote it down, and I don't know where it went because I had a bunch of papers, and I think I got it. If you can you email me your address and phone number again?
Yeah, sure.
It's Chris at DetroitLionsPodcast.com.
Oh, DetroitLionsPodcast.com?
Yeah.
I can do that.
Chris.
Sure. I'm looking at the damn mailbox for my damn T-shirt. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know. Chris at DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Hit me with an email with your info, and I'll get you. I got a couple things for you, so we'll get you hooked up. Okay, man?
Right on. Sounds good, man.
Awesome.
You guys keep up the good work, man.
All right, I want you to call in every week. Frank, I need you every week. Every win.
Yeah, every week.
Every win.
You got it, bro.
All right. And I want you, when you call, I just want you to scream, it's Frank the fucking Tank, baby.
Got it. It's Frank the fucking Tank, baby.
There it is.
That's beautiful.
Oh,
thanks for calling, Frank.
All right, Frank, I love you, brother. You be good. We'll talk to you next week after another win.
Hey, peace out. Watch out for the D.
That's right. D's coming for you. See you, brother. Oh, man. Frank. I love it. Frank makes everyone's day better. He sure does. Frank's the best, man.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I think that's bell tire. Sorry, I had to squeeze that one in.
We're done putting lipstick on this pig, are we?
This was not a pig, my friend. Today was this was a Tchaikovsky tier ballet. This was, I don't know. I can't sell it any higher. I don't have words. I could have mumble bumped something together there had I not had those damn Everclear shots earlier. But this is where we are.
What you did. That's why we are. Yep.
What I did. Hence the D talk. All right. Yep. Let's get a quick wrap.
Been a good show.
Ash, from you, Lions, wrap up the day and hit me with what we're going to see this coming week.
All right. Well, it was not a perfect day, but it was a day, and the Lions won the game. That's really the only thing any of us, I think, really need to care about in this situation. Like we're past the point of caring about individual player stats as a goal that is worth achieving in any way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. It is, did we get the W? If we got the W, that's it. That's all that matters. Is you get enough of those to get at the dance at the end, and then you string together 3 or 4 more of those, and it's really the only stat that we have to care about as Lions fans at this point. The rest of it's the kind of thing we used to be concerned about when our team sucked.
Yeah. And I think, there's a quick message from Coach for the Sea Chickens next week. It's basically,
Welcome to Detroit. I will beat your ass.
So you can suck on
These nuts.
There you go. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that. That's War and Peace right there altogether.
What's better than I do? That is an eloquent man.
Yeah, he does, and he's very concise. It's concise, but it's to the point. Really appreciate that. Yep. All right, Ash. Let's rock this thing to a close. We're gonna say thank you all for joining us. Remember, don't forget us on Patreon, patreon.com/Detroit Lions Podcast, patreon.com/Detroit Lions Podcast. If you get in there and subscribe, you could donate to as much as you want to the show. It helps us keep going, helps pay for all the stuff that we do. And if you do $5 or more, you get access to the Slack chat, which has got the great in-game chat. The all week long we're chatting back and forth. There's a lot of the most intelligent Lions chat on the internet. It's a fantastic place to hang out with some fantastic people. Also follow us on Twitter at DET Lions Podcast. Do not follow Ash at Mr. Tweetson. Do not follow him there. He is trying
I have deleted that app from my phone. There is no point in following me on that right now.
He is
See
actively
you at the end of November.
He is actively avoiding followers, so do not follow him. But you can follow us at DET Lions Podcast. We will give you all the info about the show when we are gone, when we're on, when we're not, what's going on, what's going to happen, and how to find all the good stuff that comes with it. And of course, we're pants free. Give us a call on Skype, Detroit Lions Podcast. All one word, or call us on the Lions line at 248-782-8384. It's also 248-RUB-UFUG. And be sure to go to DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Subscribe to the podcast. Hit the like, hit the subscribe now too. Please, excuse me. And we'll pop into your ear holes automatically. That's what we do, right, Ash?
That is 100% what we do. Thank you for not making me say it.
Yeah, fire and ropes. It's okay. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to see you next time on the Detroit Lions Podcast. Remember, no pants, no toasters, no hot tubs, no problems, baby, because we're Detroit Lions and Reddit Connection. We'll see you sober later this week.